And I think we all saw firsthand on Thanksgiving what he does to the team. It's not just about Joe Burrow. It's about the aura he brings to the team because look at him pregame. Look what he had to say.
Excited to get out there and play, have some fun with the guys.
You're wearing a hard plate in your shoe. What impact will that have?
We'll see. I don't think it'll have much impact. I feel pretty good moving around, feel pretty good throwing, so excited to be back out there.
The team is 3-8, slim chances of making the playoffs. Why was it so important for you to come back and play tonight?
We're getting paid a lot of money to play a kid's game. I love playing. I just want to put on a show for the fans, be out there with my guys, go out and play well.
Joe, have fun tonight.
Thanks.
This guy just loves football. He just wants to play football. So the
So
Bengals
cool.
dominate the Ravens 32-14, and Burrow threw 2 touchdowns. And the defense, they even had a pulse. Some of you guys have been hating on that defense, and I like what I saw yesterday.
Well, I mean, how could you not hate on it before last
I know. Skip.
For real,
So
though.
what percentage credit do you give Joe Burrow for that win?
I'm going to go 99%.
Fair, super fair.
Bro, that defense cut it on yesterday, man. That was wild. Not gonna lie. But am I a fan of the Ravens offense this year? I'm really not. But no, it is what it is. But shout out to that defense.
Just on presence alone, as the Keeb always says about a quarterback, you're getting dressed before a game in the locker room and you look over and you say, 9 is back. We got 9 tonight. We got Joe. And all of a sudden, the defense just comes back alive. And whatever talent there was on the defense suddenly got maximized last night where I said, oh, yeah, he was there. Where's he been? Oh, where's he been? And all of a sudden.
And they didn't even have T last night.
No, they
or
didn't.
Trey.
They didn't have
Wow,
Canadians,
yeah.
and they will have him back. And I don't know about Trey. It sounds
I
shaky
know,
with
it's
him,
weak.
but whatever. So they had been allowing 33 points a game, by far the worst, and they hold Baltimore to 14 points. That's ridiculously good on the road in a big Thanksgiving night game. And they had 10 takeaways through the first 11 games. Wait, and then they have 5 in a big Thursday night game against a division rival at Baltimore. I give Joe a lot of that credit just because he's Joe Burrow. And he didn't put up great numbers. If you look, it's 24-46, so he's only 52% for 261, which is pretty good.
Yeah.
2 touchdowns, no interceptions. QBR was 60, so it was just above average.
But no interception after
I know,
coming
it's
up.
9 weeks.
You had to
I got it.
anticipate
And he missed some throws.
Yeah.
But did he make a couple? One up the boundary to Chase, a deep ball that just dropped it down the chimney, and then to Yosevach on the post.
That's
I'm
nice.
like, I mean, that's just a Joe
That was
Burrow
a nice
throw.
ball.
Where I just sat back
The
and
ball to
said,
Yoshi was
there,
nice.
that's it. That they are back in business, and it was kind of Dallas-esque to me, where the switch just flipped all of a sudden, just because 9's in the huddle. And I had so much fun watching him operate. There's nobody who pleases my eye more than watching Joe Burrow play quarterback with the swagger he plays quarterback. So I got to go all the way to 99% just on presence alone.
Yeah. Go ahead, DJ.
I was gonna say 80%.
Okay.
I mean, smoking Joe cool. He's the man. He's the man. And when you have that type of aura, that type of confidence, it just oozes onto the rest of the team. They're just so happy to have him back. Like you said, it made the defense play better. The defense had nothing to do with nothing, but it made them play better. But the turnovers, man, Lamar Jackson, the fumbles, you fumbling,
5 turnovers.
sometimes you just got to take the sack, right, Cody?
Yes.
Just take the sack.
Don't make
and
the
then
bad
the
play
other
work.
one where it slips out his hand, and both of them were in their own territory. It just puts you up. It sets you up for failure. It puts the defense in a terrible situation. We already know their defense isn't very good.
Yeah.
So Joe did exactly what he's supposed to do, is capitalize on those situations. Even though they only got 3, they scored 12 points off of those drives in the first half where they could have easily scored touchdowns.
Yeah.
So that's why I wouldn't say, 99 as high as you, because you got to get in the end zone on those plays. But, the Ravens, I don't know what's going on, but Lamar just has to stop turning the ball over. That's why I didn't give him higher. But 80%, is definitely Joe's responsibility for that, man.
Yeah, I'm a little bit lower than both of you. I'm going to go 60% and then give 40% to that defense as well. I'm going 60% to Burrow in the offense, 40% to the defense. Because of that, they weren't very good in the red zone.
Yeah.
They could have been better in the red zone. But I want to start with this. I thought that quote that he said was so cool. The fact that, and I'm sure you've heard it before. We heard it all the time. Is that you get paid a lot of money to play a kid's game. You know, and when you have that perspective and that mentality at the quarterback position of all positions, guys can feel that and they feed off of that and they want to be around that type of leader. When you're not coming out playing for clicks and playing for money and worried about yourself and your own stats, you just worry about being a dog and being out there with your guys. He easily could have waited a couple more weeks instead of having to put a steel plate in his damn cleat to go out there with a 1% chance to make the playoffs and go put everything he has on the line to play for his guys. Guys want to play for that. So that alone right there gets half the credit. And then how he played. I thought early on, you know, he missed some throws. That was expected.
He wasn't in his
Getting
flow.
back into a rhythm. Some of the timing routes. Some of the spot routes were fine, but the out routes, the timing routes,
He's been out
some
for a
of those
minute.
shots downfield to Jamar,
He's
he
rusty.
wasn't connecting quite with him. And you know, you expect that early on, which you know what surprised me a lot though, is that they came out rolling out a lot, getting him out of the pocket. The first, you know, drive, I think he rolled out 3 or 4 times and started moving. I don't know if that was them wanting to see how he felt with it,
give
or
him the
saying,
confidence.
or saying, hey, look, you can do this, you're good to go. Let's build that confidence. Because when you go through those first 15, throughout the week at practice, you're running those plays over and over and over again. What plays do you feel best with? It surprised me that those plays he felt best with were rollouts and getting outside of the pocket. So that was good to see. But once he got in the rhythm, made some big time throws. That touchdown to Tanner Hudson, their tight end on the back shoulder over Kyle Hamilton. Big time play.
But
Hell of a catch.
Hell of a catch.
If you saw they were bunched inside, he gets outside, hesitates a little bit, and then runs almost like a delayed wheel route on Hamilton, who's a hell of a football player.
He is.
Burrow has to escape the pocket on the run, throws a great back shoulder throw. And then that play to Yossi Vosh. That is high-level stuff. It's 3rd and 9. You see that too. That's that Baltimore defense, that Wink Martindale, that defense that they've had for so long, the Mike McDonald, and now you have Zachary Orr. They have double A gaps, and Hamilton was one of the A gap defenders, and then they have both guys on the outside looking like pressure. Basically, 7 or 8 guys on the line of scrimmage. Burrow recognizes that. Well, what do you do with double A gap pressure? You bring a tight end or a running back in to block one of those A gaps. You send the line the other way. You bring Sample in, puts him in the left A gap, but the most important thing he did was bring in Samaje Perine for protection. I don't know what exactly you're doing, but I know that I'm going to get to a 7-man protection and check so that I know I'm good to go. And you can see Baltimore trying to play that cat and mouse game. They check out, start hitting their helmets. Well, what do? They end up showing the double A gap. They bring Marlon Humphrey now off that side. They bring the left A gap, and then they also bring the safety back side. And Perine is on the right side, and he does a hell of a job. He recognizes that I have my responsibility, but I also have everyone else. And if you go back and watch it on tape, he saves that play. He sees the safety backside. He looks, goes underneath Burrow, gets a piece of him just to knock him off, and then Burrow recognizes that Roquan Smith is bailing out. He has to throw it over him, under the safety to Yossi Vosh. It was a dime. To be able to come back in your first game and just without missing a beat, dissect what they're doing on defense, bring in, change.
I gotta get Cody his credit on how he break down certain things. Very, very good. I'm not gonna front and be like, I agree with him on 100% of the things he say, but you know, he know what he looks for. He know what he watching. You know, it's not just his takes are not all just emotional. I respect.
Protection, put Sample in the A gap, and then throw a dot
not majority
to Yossi
emotional.
Vosh and that type of play. It's big time. So I got to give him a lot of credit. But to your point, the defense, I think the defense played really good, man. I got to give them.
Missed that block on that sack by Humphrey earlier, so he redeemed himself.
He did.
Yeah,
He stepped up too far.
Yeah.
And missed the.
That
was a nasty split.
But that wasn't the. Or wait, who missed the block?
Perine.
Oh, Perine. Yeah. Well, so this time that wasn't their original call though. You see them do this, so they're checking the play at the line, trying to go back and forth. But you know that the line has that right A gap out. They're going to go to the widest. As soon as he leaves, we're working to the widest, which was Marlon Humphrey. But Samaje Perine, it's so tough as a running back in those situations too, because your responsibility is who your backer is to everyone else. You have all secondary, and for him to see that, you can see him look over to see the safety coming on the backside to get over there to pick it up. That made the play, but that's credit to Burrow to putting them in the right spot to win.
They were killing clock late. I've never seen a quarterback do this. He starts yelling out the clock.
Clock down
down.
to
7, 6, 5.
We got time.
What?
We got time.
Yeah.
That's just being careful. You don't want to jump offside. You don't want to get a false start. You don't want to do anything dumb.
But I never seen that.
Well, so what they'll go milk, right? So you get up there and you know that you don't want to snap it until at least 3 seconds. Well, when guys get up there with 15 seconds left, they're holding their water, getting anticipation. That's just being a leader, man. That's Joe Cool. Hey,
Joe Cool.
calm down, relax.
Joe
Hey,
Cool,
Ted,
man.
which is our center. Ted, I was with him in New England. Hell of an offensive lineman. But Ted, we got 15 here. Wait a second. Hey, 8, 6, or 7, 6, 5. I'm going to count it down.
Chargers need to win. Who the Chargers play again?
Let's snap it. Let's take some time off. That's what you want, man. That's a leader. That's important stuff.
Oh,
What I love
it's
to
easy.
watch just
Should
on
be easy.
television is Joe taking the snap, and to your point, it's just such high IQ in such warp speed where you can just see his eyes shift. Bim, bim. I think I'm going to do that.
Yeah.
And it's not like he has a cannon, but he can, when he needs to, he'll put a little extra mustard on it. But he's just throwing sweet passes that are just right. He's picking the right place, right time with the right throw.
Yeah.
And it's just hard to keep doing that. I just love to watch him sort of control a football game. And again, thanks in large part to the Ravens, he controlled the game from start to finish.
Yeah.
I was just in awe of it.
But not every, like calling it the Ravens, sure, but we've seen the Ravens recently. They've been better.
Yeah.
Make quarterbacks struggle with those same third down looks. But Joe Burrow coming out
Not
there, man,
Joe Burrow.
By the way, he has now
and knowing what to
started
do.
3 games this year as Joe Burrow, and they're 3-0.
3-0 with Joe Burrow.
Thank you.
And what is it, 1-8 with with
With
anybody else?
Fluco,
But they had Browning also took
they
a couple
did.
of those losses.
Yep.
But let's look at the Ravens. Also, beautiful explanation, Cody. You really dissect the game so well.
I always want to make sure people understand just how high level that is.
Yeah.
Instead of just the play happening, great throw to Yossi Vosh game. Like, no, there's so many games within the game.
You give us a quarterback
and
masterclass.
levels, yeah. So I hope it explained right. But yeah, no, I enjoy that.
But let's talk about the other quarterback now, because the Ravens, they were coming off of 5 straight wins. So started the season super rough,
Jeez.
5 straight wins, and then I think last night got brought back to earth and turned the ball over 5 times, 3 of which were on Lamar Jackson. And Lamar Jackson, we can all say, one of the best quarterbacks in the league, used to be.
Still, I agree.
This is what Lamar had to say after the game. I want to look at that because he's frustrated.
Nah, I just got to play consistent. Can't have turnovers, especially in any game, not just this game, but any game. Can't have turnovers, 2 fumbles, in the interception, till interception. We got to be consistent. We put our defense on the field too much. We can't have that. So I can't describe the level of frustration. I'm ticked off. It's not even frustrating. I'm just mad because, like I said, we can't have that. And turnovers is a big part of winning, losing games. And turning the ball over, giving them an extra possession, this is the outcome.
So, yeah, Cody, what in the heck is going on with Lamar Jackson?
Yeah, so listening to that and some of those post-game press conferences, I think it's a lot more mental right now than.
I go like that offensive line has not been great this season. So, I think that's partial to blame. I think the play calling could be better as well.
Yeah,
Cool.
definitely.
And let me start with this. I still fully believe in Lamar Jackson. I think the Ravens, even after that performance, are still legit contenders in the AFC, at least to win the North. Now, I don't know what they're going to do if they get to the playoffs, but I think they can win the division still. But I went back and watched his tape, and the biggest thing that he said is true is his inconsistency right now. And it's not a huge mechanical issue. Where it shows up right now, though, with his mechanics, when he's missing throws, is to the left. He's missing a lot of throws to his left, and that's normally where you miss throws as a right-handed quarterback. Why? Because you have to swing. You're throwing away from your strong side. It's a lot easier to throw to the right. But when I watch his tape, one thing I think that he could do a little bit better, and I'm nitpicking here, this is being critical, is that when you throw to your left as a quarterback, you want to get that left hip open. And I always tell quarterbacks, you don't ever throw right, middle, or left. Everything is a straight throw. Why? Because by the time I get my base there, even throwing to the left, and I make sure I'm lined up with my receiver, it just becomes a straight throw. If I'm throwing to TJ, if I get my base, straight throw. Throwing to Skip, get my base, it all becomes a straight throw. Some of that is mental, but you could tell he's kind of blocking himself a little bit. So now you're working against your body. What you want to do is stay loaded, get that hip open, put your foot when you stride outside of your target so everything's inside your chest. Just make it easy on yourself. It almost turns into, like I mentioned, a straight throw. But his mechanics aren't too far off. And what he said after the game by saying, I need to be more consistent. I'm making these throws in practice. I'm just not making them in the game. That tells me it's mental. And normally you see that from a young quarterback to where.
It's kind of funny. I said this yesterday, but like with the Bills, you see it with the Buccaneers. You see it it's a few teams in the league, the Ravens, but they rely on their quarterback to extend the play and make plays so much rather than the play calling be intricate and open up things. I mean, and it's not to say that they're like that 100% of the time, but it's very heavily predicated on that.
They can make them in practice in a controlled environment, and they're comfortable when they get to the game. They have performance anxiety. it's tough for me to say that's what's happening to Lamar because of what he's seen and what he's done in the NFL. But it sounds like right now he just has a mental block to where he's almost aiming the throw and hoping not to miss it instead of staying loaded, firing that back hip like we've seen him do so many times and just letting it rip and playing with confidence and playing with swagger. It's almost as if right now he's anticipating making a bad throw, and that's a tough place to be in as a quarterback. So I hate to see it for him. It's not a huge thing that he has to get corrected. It's not a big fix when it comes to mechanics and mental side of things. You just got to start. It's like a shooter. You got to see a couple go in, start making some of those throws to the left. He made a couple in that game. I thought some of his receivers could have helped him out. But once you get back into a rhythm, it helps. But the biggest thing he has to do right now is protect the football. He really does, man. 0 touchdowns in the last 3 games, multiple turnovers. He's taken 9 sacks. He looks reluctant to take off and run. I don't know if that injury is still lingering a little bit. Just doesn't look as explosive as he's been before. But I still fully believe in Lamar. I think he's going to get it corrected going forward. It's just going to take some reps, and it's going to take him to get out of that hole.
I think he's thinking too much, and it's because there's too much pressure on him. He has to do everything. This is not the young Lamar. Like you say, he doesn't look as explosive. He doesn't look as fast. He's pressing. That's why he doesn't want to take those sacks. He has to make every single play for the Ravens. He doesn't have a George Pickens. He doesn't have a CeeDee Lamb.
I'm going to be honest. They have a contested catch specialist on that team. They have DeAndre Hopkins. He can do that. They don't use DeAndre Hopkins like that. Rashad Bateman being a former first-rounder, he does not get used. Zay Flowers, he the only receiver who really gets thrown to, but they don't. I don't feel like they maximize they just start using Keaton Mitchell. I don't feel like they maximize the weapons that they have on that offense. I know you get really.
Yeah.
He never has. He has some good tight ends at times. He has a couple playmakers at times with Flowers, but he causes some game as much as he makes plays, right? He's pressing when Derrick Henry isn't rushing for 150 yards, he has nothing. Derrick Henry ran for 60 yards. Like, they need more from Henry. He's fumbling the ball, giving the game away half the time. So I think it's the pressure, and that goes along to why he's so inconsistent. Because sometimes he will make a miraculous play and be the Lamar Jackson that you've seen MVP.
I think it's play calling, personally. I think that could be better. Play calling can mask up a bad O-line to a degree. It definitely can. And also, play calling will allow you to utilize your weapons better and keep the defense honest at times. Them fumbling is a totally different situation. Obviously that is partially due to O-line, but they need a better quick game. There was a play they had earlier in the game. It was nice. It was a throw down the middle. I can't remember who it was to, but I think it was in the first quarter. Very nice. And I was like, I want to see more of that, but we didn't get too much of that. But it is what it is.
Seasons. But other times, he just needs to be like, hey, let me reach back and throw it up to number 3 and know that he's going to come down with the ball like Dak does. Like, he's never had that, and he hasn't had that. And on top of that, his defense sucks. So he knows that he has to stay on the field and make every single play because he puts his defense out there, they're going to give up the game. And they've done it all season. So I don't put this all on Lamar. I never have. And a lot of times, like, people do because they see Superman in Lamar and the plays that he's made in the past. But, as you get older, those legs go. We all know that. They all go. So at some point, he's not going to be able to do that consistently, and he's going to have to rely on his arm, and he's done that in the past because, his passer rate and everything has been everywhere that people expected it to be from a good passing quarterback. But when you don't have a guy that you can look out and say, I can throw this 50-50 ball to and have 80% confidence that he's going to come down with it, it's stressful. It's very stressful, and I blame that on the Ravens. The Ravens, why haven't you got this guy number 1 receiver in the draft or in free agency?
Again, they drafted Bateman in the first round. And again, they signed D-Hop, but they don't use D-Hop. And D-Hop wins majority of his one-on-one matchups when they do throw it to him. But they barely throw it to him.
It's like you won't do it. There's a bunch. Pickens was open. He was free. He was ready to trade. But you know what, Tomlin, he's not going to trade in the same division. We understand that.
Yeah.
But you got to get him somebody at some point, right? And his tight ends, they're tight ends at the end of the day. They're not big play guys. They're not going to catch the ball and go somewhere with it. Man, it's just tough
Mark
on
Andrews
right
is
now.
really good, but he's not going to beat you after catch.
Yeah,
He's a big, strong target, like a security blanket, but he can't He can't hurt you. He can't hurt you down the field after.
He doesn't have a JSN.
No.
He never had a Mike
I mean,
Evans.
they've drafted those guys in the first round.
Yeah, they did. Bad draft.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie, they don't even scheme really for their receivers like that. Like how we see the Lions do, or how we see the Rams do, or how we see the Seahawks do, or how we see the Packers do. It's not really like a crazy scheme to like turn a wide receiver into an X factor. Like some of these teams will they make their wide receivers X factor based off the play callers, and Ravens, they just don't do that.
Picks.
Yeah.
Well, you can't deny Lamar struggles in big games.
I mean, yeah.
He struggles in big
Well, in the you want to go postseason, he has.
in big games when it matters.
Yeah.
I feel like this mattered.
Well, I mean, he had an opportunity. His tight end dropped the ball for the game last year.
Yeah, he did. That was Mark Andrews.
Mark Andrews, best tight end, dropped the ball, so it's not all on Lamar.
No, not at all.
So I'm not going to make excuses for Lamar. I'm just going to tell you what my eyes tell me. He ain't right.
Yeah.
Something's wrong physically with him. And to that point, you realize he's been on the injury report each of the last 3 weeks for something different than his hamstring. It's been this and this and this. And I keep saying, well, what about his hamstring? Because that's what kept him out for a while. No hamstring on the injury report. He just beat all to hell.
Yeah.
He's taken too many hits. He's not right. I don't know if he's going to be able to get back right, because I've watched him closely now at Cleveland, Jets, and then Bengals last night at home. Jets and Bengals at home. So that's 3 straight games.
Yep.
Here are his numbers cumulative for those 3 games. His QBR composite for those 3 is a 29, scale 0 to 100. Remember, he's won QBR twice in this league. He's got 2 MVPs, could have won 1 last year.
Yeah.
So he's been the PER king. Yeah, not the PER, the QBR king.
QBR, yeah.
And for these 3 games, he's under 200 yards passing a game. He's 0 touchdowns to 3 picks and 2 lost fumbles. This ain't Lamar, man.
That's great.
And he's running for under 3 yards a carry in these 3 games. Okay, those are bad quarterback stats. Those are like Cam Ward-esque kind of stats that would be at the bottom of the barrel. Well, this is Lamar freaking Jackson, and because of that, they barely survived at Cleveland. They had a hard time overcoming the Jets, and then they got run off their own field by the Bengals with the worst defense in pro football until Joe came back.
Yeah.
So I just think he's beat up, and because the movement doesn't look right to me anymore. It's out of sync. It's awkward. It's not confident. It's indecisive. He's fighting his ass off, as he always does, and he's like throwing the ball, losing the ball, losing grip, trying to do too much.
Your number 1 and 2 receivers.
Yeah.
Zay Flowers, 2 receptions for 6 yards. Bateman, 0 catches.
Yeah, it doesn't
Likely
work.
went 5 for 95, but he's been out half the season too.
Yeah.
So he's just now getting him back.
And then he got stripped at the goal line.
Boy, there you go.
Okay.
So I want to do quickly
it.
though from each of you guys, because we got to do it quick. Who's gonna win the North then for the AFC North?
The North?
Yeah. Who do you guys? It's up for grabs right now.
It is.
I need a quick answer
Ravens.
You think
still got the
Ravens?
Ravens.
I do too. Yeah. I think the Ravens still find a way to win.
Dang. They play the Bengals again.
Yep.
This Bengals at Buffalo game is just like the Detroit at Dallas. If the Bengals go beat
Don't say. Are you going to say what I think you're going to say? Skip, say it then.
Win out and win the North.
You say the Bengals win the North.
Yeah.
Wow. Imagine that.
Well, I picked them before the year, and I'm back in the
now you're
Bengals.
right.
Hey.
Win the North.
Let's go.
We get the Cowboys
I like
Bengals
that.
Super Bowl, right, Skip?
We got a shot.
All right, guys, we got to move on because we got to talk about Shador Sanders.
We do.
All right, let me know your thoughts, man. Who wins the AFC North, and what's going on with the Ravens?
Wait, Shador wanted to start a job at the Taylor, let him see it, bro.
This is outrageous, bro.
I'm not laughing at that. Obviously, we gotta talk about Lamar Jackson.
AI
I'm not laughing
to
at
be
that.
stopped, bro.
Oh my goodness, shit's not funny.
AI.
Lamar Jackson. Oh man, the Ravens fall short against the Bengals. This is the replies to this tweet, but we'll get to the original. They fall short to the Bengals, and Lamar Jackson had a very tough game. Over the last 3 games, he's had 0 touchdowns, 3 interceptions, 2 fumbles lost, and taken 8 sacks. It was a shellacking. It was an absolute tail whooping. I'm trying to find an old adage to talk about how bad the Bengals beat the Ravens, but it was really bad. Fellas, is Lamar becoming a problem for the Ravens? Or is he the
See,
problem?
this is what I don't like. And I'm going to let
No,
Asha
it's not
talk
Lamar.
about this and then the third. But, yo, we going to act like he ain't throw a dot to his tight end. He gets all the way to the 1 yard line and fumbles the ball. That's a touchback.
Yeah.
We're not going to talk about that. Like, yeah, Lamar didn't play well, but he played well enough.
Wow, yeah, that should have been the touchdown.
But we're not going to talk about that, though. We're going to look at these stats. That's why I hate
Actually.
stats. Because with stats, Drew Rosenhaus told me this. One time I was in negotiation with the Eagles, and I was trying to become the highest paid running back, right, of all time. And we get in there, and he starts showing all these pictures of Marshawn Lynch, Adrian Peterson, Chris Johnson, and somehow, some way, I had better numbers than all them guys. I'm like, what? So I'm looking at it. So we lead a meeting. I said, Drew, was some stats real? He said, yes. He said, Shady, you can make any stats you want to be real if you do it the right way. So when you show stats like that of Lamar, it's like it don't show the true picture. It don't.
You know what the true picture was? Is that one right there? That's how he played yesterday. I'm sorry. Lamar played probably one of the worst games I've seen Lamar play yesterday against the Bengals.
I don't like that.
You don't like that?
I don't like that.
I hate that, dog.
I don't like that.
Disrespectful, though, dog.
It's crazy.
We shouldn't be showing stuff like this, man.
Yeah, that is.
We gotta stop. We gotta stop being. Let's not be that sensitive over here. It's a meme.
No,
Of course.
Let's relax, bro.
We talking about.
I think Lamar is way better than that, but he's not playing like
you're
it
not
right now.
acting like it. You throwing up there. This is
Because
disrespectful.
they're playing bad.
He's on the
The
worst players.
Cincinnati
He's
Bengals
playing bad.
are by far and away the worst defense in the entire National Football League. Can we agree with that? This season, they have been awful. And they created turnover after turnover. And this has become a theme for him for whatever reason in some of these bigger games. And obviously, you're not going to say that the Bengals are a big game, but with Joe Burrow coming back, with them feeling confident that they can maybe make a run at the division, that was a huge game to lose.
It was.
A huge game to lose. Yeah. And he turns the ball over in big games.
That's the problem, Shady. The problem is that Lamar objectively turns the ball over in big games. And his fumbles more often than his picks. Remember when Joseph Osai sacks Lamar Jackson fumbles, I don't know if they called it a fumble or an interception because the defensive player caught it in the air. That's when the game turned. Like, Lamar, you can't afford to make that mistake against the Bengals team that you're already better than. Furthermore, Lamar has to be hurt. Harbaugh, come out and say he's hurt. Or Lamar, come out and say you're hurt. So we can stop memeing you with J.J. McCarthy, bro. You too good for us to be having you out here looking like, a Colombian.
9.
Like you know what I'm saying?
Like
It's just disrespectful. But Lamar, your play's been disrespectful. Now, Shady is right. You can't just look at the stats because he did hit Isaiah Likely for I think a 50 or 60-yard bomb. Turns into a fumble. It should have been a touchdown. But Lamar has far too often sold in big games.
All them drops they having out there, but we not gonna talk about that.
But here's what I'm
Lamar.
Here's what I'm gonna talk about. Lamar and Joe Burrow are both supposed to be top 5 quarterbacks in football. Lamar, kill Joe Burrow while he's down. If you beat the Bengals, they're out of the picture. Next. Now you go beat you get the I think they play the Steelers 2 more times, if I'm not mistaken. Beat the Steelers. Next. Instead, you want to lose to Joe Burrow, and now all of a sudden the Bengals got life. You could have just beat them and ended it 2-5, and now the Ravens are fighting for their playoff lives, bro. Like, to me, that's on Lamar.
Yeah, and I'm not trying to make any excuses up for Lamar Jackson. He got to be better. But I just wish he had another real number 1 type weapon. I
wish they play calling was better.
Game, man, and I don't know who you are. You could be Ray Charles and just listen to the radio. All you know is that they are going to Jamar Chase every single time, right? And that's what they did.
Yeah.
Lamar don't have that. He don't have that luxury. Does he?
No.
He's throwing Lamar. He's throwing Jamar Chase everywhere. I mean, Jamar Chase was spinning all over the Ravens defense. I mean, everywhere. Huck, tuck, tuck. Everywhere. You know what I'm saying? And I'm thinking, yo.
Wow.
And all I'm saying is that
is crazy.
if Lamar Jackson had a receiver like that, I put the ball up, he gonna make catches. That's why I get so angry with Jalen Hurts sometimes. Like, yo, you have one of them guys. Is he covered? Just start over. Let's just find out. Yeah. Lamar don't have that.
But at what point do we have to question, are number 1 receivers not number 1 receivers because of Lamar?
Has he ever had a number 1 receiver? Let you tell me.
I'm just saying.
Has he ever had one?
He's had a first-round pick, Hollywood Brown.
Oh, wait, let me hold up. Has he ever? Because before you go on this, because you're good at this. You're great at it, actually. All right. Name me a number 1 receiver. I'll wait.
They've played with Lamar.
Hold up.
Sadie, you can't do this. Think about it.
I'm doing it right now.
Hollywood Brown was a first-round pick.
But is he a number one?
I don't know because he wasn't with Lamar.
He's never number one.
But Zay Flowers was a first-round pick.
Is he a number one?
Well, I don't know because of Lamar. Rashad Bateman was a first-round pick.
Is he a number one?
I don't know because of Lamar.
That's bull crap. That's bull crap. Tell me a team that can go be a number one. I'll wait. I'm waiting. I'm still waiting.
I don't know.
I'm waiting.
Like, if you want to use,
you want to tell me? Tell me a place where they can go be a number one today.
Would you have said
maybe the Packers?
if you want to use the talent cop out, which I think is reasonable. It's not like they don't have weapons because they do have weapons. But if you want to use like, oh, we don't have enough talent, which I do think they have talent. I mean, yeah, no, they've never had a top 3 wide receiver. They have not had that. Lamar Jackson has yet to have that level of weapon. That's a fair excuse, I suppose. Whoa, I have never seen that. Is that not PI?
Maybe Zay Flowers could go to the Packers.
For an example, would you have said George Pickens was
like the other guys? He'll be better. Mm-hmm. He's not number one.
Hold up, Shady. For example, would you say George Pickens was going to go somewhere and play?
He's always been number one. George Pickens?
Yeah, sure. But him and Zay Flowers, would you say they were drastically different at both of their spots?
I always thought
production-wise.
I always thought that George Pickens was a better receiver than Zay Flowers, and I like Zay Flowers.
Mm-hmm. I think Zay Flowers could eat in another system, though.
To this point, you telling me Zay Flowers with Jared Goff in that Lions system couldn't give you 1,200 if Amon-Ra's giving you 1,500? You feel me?
I believe that.
Receivers.
But I'm saying,
I
like,
believe that.
Zay
I believe
Flowers,
that.
if I put him in the slot and just got him the ball, let me get him the
He's-
ball. Let me get
He's
him the ball.
much more shiftier than Amon-Ra.
that.
Amon-Ra
say
nice.
that.
Amon-Ra got good hands, good raw running, but
first-round picks?
I see a
he's
lot of
way
times,
more shifty than
like Zay
Amon-Ra.
Flowers, he's a talented receiver though, but he does a lot of stuff that St. Brown wouldn't do. Like when I catch the ball, I'm going
Get
upfield.
upfield, yeah.
Zay catching, he's backing up, he's trying to make all these.
Dancing and-
Yeah, that's so he's a talented player, and he's talented. So I love that's my young boy. But I'm saying as a number one receiver, that means I gotta count on you. That means no matter what, I gotta come to you.
Let me ask you this though. How
He's
many
not gonna get the
first-round
first down.
picks will Lamar Jackson waste, put that in quotes, until we're finally like, maybe he has been given number one receivers. He's just not helping them become number one.
Can't say that. I'll
tell you this, though.
3 first-round pick wideouts in his 10.
That's interesting. But I tell you this though, it could be on the play caller, and their play calling was actually nice last year. Didn't Zay have? How many yards did they have last year? Could be on play calling as well, because Puka Nakua, 5th round pick. I genuinely think that system made Puka better than what he was. And now Puka is what he is today. We can't take away what the system has done for him now because he is what he is now. It's established. But I don't think the system of the Ravens is just like that nice. And I don't think it caters towards maximizing the talents of a specific receiver. Maybe a Zay Flowers where he just runs after the catch. But like, I mean, barely that. Honestly, I feel the same way about the Bills too.
He ain't been in the league 20 years now. 3 first. Aaron Rodgers never got a first-round pick drafted.
But you don't need to have a first-round pick drafted to be a elite receiver. You know what I'm saying? Devontae Adams wasn't no first rounder. We know what he is. Mm-hmm. Give him a receiver that's like a number one. Give him one of them dudes. You telling me if Lamar Jackson had, I don't know, I won't even use Jamar Chase. I won't even use somebody like that. I want to use A.J. Brown. Let's say Pickens, though. Mm-hmm. Right? You don't think that he would have better numbers with Pickens out there? Because you already got Lamar Jackson's skill set is like, all right, we're going to run first. He's good like that, right? RPO's the running back. He's going to run first. But I'm saying if you had George Pickens out there, you don't think that he'll be a better?
I guess here's what I think you're trying to say. Help me if I'm wrong. Lamar Jackson needs a wide receiver who, when they're covered, they're open. Because if you look at it, Jalen Waddle, is he a number one receiver?
You know he's not.
Okay, Devontae Smith, is he a number one receiver?
No. He's
then it's getting dicey.
Devontae could be a number one for other teams.
Then it's getting dicey. Because the point I'm trying to make is...
I think, hold up. A number one receiver is a guy that can start on anybody's team as their number one. That's a number one receiver. A number one receiver is a guy that no matter who you put on me, majority of the time, I'm going to get open.
There's like 7 of those dudes in the league, Shady.
I believe that. No, I believe that with Devontae Smith.
But the problem is...
You have to be number one, right?
I think Devontae Smith is a wide receiver one talent. Like, yeah. If you put him on another team, another situation, and you make him that, you give him that level of targets. Yeah, I mean, if I'm not mistaken, I didn't see him catch on Patrick Surtain before, so it's like, he can do it.
A Hall of Fame running back. So you want a Hall of Fame running back, and you want a top 7 wide receiver in football?
Yo, man,
Hall of Fame caliber.
You asked me a question, right? And I'm just doing my job.
Do your job, but I mean,
a number one receiver.
You're being unrealistic, Shady. You're asking for too much.
You want an all-pro receiver.
No,
that's what he wants.
Okay,
he wants an all-pro receiver and a Hall of Fame running back for Lamar Jackson.
So, okay, for example, I give you 2. So I think Puka is number 1. I think Devontae Smith or Adams is number 1. Those are number 1s. Okay, you put them anywhere, 9 times out of 10, they're going to be the number 1 guy. That's all I'm saying. So if you put one of them dudes over there, I think you get that. No, because no matter what's going on, I'm having a bad day, I can count on that wide receiver.
Yeah.
He hasn't had that yet. You talking about guys that can't go to be number 1 receiver. Like Hollywood Brown, when he left the Ravens, he didn't do much.
True.
With the Cardinals.
No, true.
You see what he's doing right now? Who else you said? Who else you talking about? He was screaming, he was hollering.
I met Zay Flowers, and I said Bateman.
Bateman.
Yeah, Bateman ain't like
Get him,
that. But I'll say this.
Come on, man.
If Hollywood Brown, and we can move. If Hollywood Brown was drafted by the Cowboys, like CD was drafted by the Cowboys with Dak Prescott, Hollywood Brown would have a 1,000-yard season every season. He'd go for 1,200 yards every year. He just would.
I agree. It's a different.
He just would.
But it's a different offense.
But that's what I'm saying.
That's
the
my point.
Yeah.
Is Lamar Jackson and the offense he runs, he inhibits you from having number 1 wide receiver.
That's why I'm saying he needs one wide receiver. He needs one number 1 receiver.
You're saying he needs that to be able to take it over the top.
Yeah, he want one guy. Because you bring Flowers, you said Flowers, you said it to the Cowboys.
Yeah.
He ain't the number 1.
No, of course not.
That's what I'm saying. Talk to me.
I got you. I'm seeing a lot of comments of lag. If you guys are lagging, just refresh the stream. You guys should be good to go after that. Moving forward.
I was gonna say I got.
Oh, you got some super chats? Oh, yeah, let's go ahead.
Get some super chats then, bro.
They back on my head again, man. They like, Drew, you been whacking the chat today. Guys, when the fellas are cooking like this and I'm cooking like this working, we gotta let the show ride. But I'm gonna get to these super chats though, I promise. Mr. J News said, raise your hand if your team won this week. He said he raised his hand twice because his team won twice in a week. How about them Cowboys?
That was a good one. That's a good one.
That's pretty good. Black Dream said, time for us to admit Nick Sirianni has been carried. Lose one OC, we look 2023 all over again on offense. Situational football is a joke. B. Clay said, I'm a Cowboys fan from Philly, and I'm so happy to see Shady quiet. Them pigeons finna fold like they did before. Remember 10-1, Shady?
This is crazy.
Ooh, the pigeons like Acho was playing with in the parking lot.
In the parking lot, yeah, by himself, doing workouts.
Yeah, they disrespect the defending champs. It's crazy.
Matt Whitworth said, Shady, this is for you. Last week you said it was a divisional game. Losses like this happen. This week it's losses to bad teams and teams like this happen. You done with the excuses? Because I am. Bear down. Shady Dave.
Bears fan, I get it.
Love the show, but Eagles haven't gotten manhandled since 2023 when they went to the Bay. Ben Johnson deserves part ownership in the org if he gets them a home playoff win. Love the show. Name is Silas, if that's easier. Appreciate you, Silas. K. Trill Hayes said, Shady, Bills guy here. Hurts only plays good in the Super Bowl, but he's got to get carried there first.
Interesting.
Well, one thing about it is we know he can go there. We know we can carry him there.
I got another one that says, if the Browns win and Pittsburgh loses, the Browns have an outside chance to take the division. Just think if Cleveland evaluated the quarterback situation better, that alone should get the head coach fired at the end of the season.
Right. Fire Stefanski.
And then the last one for Shady again. Why Shady always talking about Dak's playoff success when Shady was also a no-show in the playoffs? Now, that's disrespectful.
That is disrespectful.
That's wild. That's wildly disrespectful.
Don't add him crazy.
That was fizzy, and that was crazy.
Why
and
did
he just sent it
that?
because he just sent it. So I'm like, oh, I didn't get a chance to pre-screen it. That's on me,
Well,
Shady.
I ain't mad at him. I mean, I'm comfortable with my career.
Yeah.
With Dak's career.
I think that's a foul on Trey though.
It was. Yeah. I can take blame for that.
No, it's not.
He literally sent it as I was reading the last one. I didn't get a chance to pre-screen
There's
it.
nothing wrong with that. I know who I am.
But
At least he paid the money to disrespect.
But you gotta moderate.
He paid the money to disrespect.
He paid the money to disrespect. Last time, it's about improvement, growth. Remember last time I read the disrespect, he didn't even send the money. It was just a so now.
But we can compare career. If you want to compare career, we can compare careers. I ain't mad at that.
Yeah, your career is gonna be a lot better than his.
I mean, yeah, I ain't mad about that.
Hey, are we still lagging? Y'all,
I think we are. That's why I'm.
Y'all hit the refresh button. Hit the refresh button. Make sure
we haven't picked back up yet. So I was gonna say I keep cooking on chats if you want till we get people back in here. Bryson Campbell said quarterbacks who have 34 more interceptions in first 40 games. Brady, Montana, Warner, Peyton, Manning, Breeze, Steve Young, Stafford, Favre, and Purdy. Let Brock live. He's got no number one receiver either. Stop hating, Shady.
I'm not. Hey, I'm just being honest with him. I think Brock Purdy's good, but I think he's living off the past.
Yeah.
At least my
If only Lamar had like Devontae Smith and AJ Brown or something like that, like that'd be amazing.
God wouldn't do that.
Yeah, no.
God wouldn't do that. Yeah, God wouldn't.
This is a wild username. We got Childless Cat Lady.
What's her
Interesting.
name?
Childless Cat Lady. She has no children, but a lot of cats.
A lot of
I'm
cats.
assuming.
Yeah.
Somebody made a fake
I
account.
do too. I'm allergic. Keep them away.
She's self-aware though.
She is. Yeah. She's no shame in her game.
She can't live in L.A. There's so many coyotes out here.
Oh yeah.
You don't see no
That's
cats.
True.
Yeah.
No, you don't. She said one more try. Bet Veach did draft a running back, Kareem Hunt, who went to die in Cleveland. Shady, what do you say about no discipline without EB? P.S. I love you.
Ooh, that's a great point about Eric
EB, the
Bieniemy.
coach?
Yeah, Eric Bieniemy.
What about him? What's going on?
I mean, he got a lot of credit for the guys in that room, or especially on the offense, for keeping them disciplined. And
So
whatnot. He was
she
very
said, what do you say
hard-nosed.
about no discipline without him?
No, look, I think he disciplines a lot of his players, right? He uses a lot of bad words with the players and all that. But like, and everybody, and I'm glad she brought it up. Can I talk about it for a second?
Please. Take Shady single. Let him cook.
Yeah, let me sit up. Let me sit up. Can you see my chain? Look, real quick.
Can you see my chain?
A while ago, they said I was hating on Eric Bieniemy. Oh, he's a black coach, hating on him. I said, oh, I'm not hating on him. Just saying I've never seen him really coach. He was a coordinator that helped out with the running backs. He was an ex-running back coach. He's ex-running back in general. And every time I see him in meetings, he's always talking to the running back. I'm like, damn, you're the coordinator. You're not calling the plays in practice. You're not installing no plays so we can learn from. And you're not correcting no plays. But the only person you correct is the running backs. I'm like, maybe he just doesn't know the other positions. I get to the game, and Andy Reid sends a play to him, and then he sends a play to Pat. What? And every time you heard any Chiefs player speak up for him, you know what they're going to say? He works really hard. He's going to make sure everybody's prepared. And this and that. Is that coaching? Shit, this ain't the military. Listen, he got fired when he went to Washington. They was bad. Then he gets fired somewhere else.
UCLA, yeah.
And now he's back as a running back coach, like I said before. I think he's a really good running back coach. He's to adjust to the timing, but overall he's solid. I don't know how much credit he gets. Like, you don't give him credit for all the Chiefs wins in the Super Bowls. You can't do that.
True.
I'm not wasting my time with this. I'm done with it. But
hey, I'm hearing that the
Okay, that's
lag is a
understandable.
YouTube
So he didn't really
issue,
call
so
plays.
do not think it is your fault. This is a YouTube issue, personally. Glad y'all still riding with us here on YouTube. We are going to push through the lag. We got to talk about these Detroit Lions. We got one more topic. Then y'all can go back to eating y'all leftover turkey sandwiches, your apple pies, your sweet potato pies, your cobblers, your stuffings.
Wait. Did you cook?
I ate.
I said, did you cook?
I didn't cook, Shady. I bought a peach cobbler, though.
Okay. Did you cook?
I cooked.
Everybody cooked.
You got food in the crib?
He cooked the spread.
I'll be at the crib after this because I don't know Thanksgiving
He cooked
food.
the
And
spread.
We
We'll make
teammates,
you a
right?
plate.
That's funny.
Whoa, I make my own plate. I'm a man.
I mean, my mom's there.
Oh, she
Yeah. What's she'll make you a plate. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
It's a family thing, man.
But Shady got kids too, though, Carol. You got kids in mind. You got
we got a lot of leftovers.
They don't get back till Monday. They off.
Oh, okay.
yeah.
I'm about to say you can't have them eat
You ain't got
frozen
kids
pizzas
this
and
weekend?
stuff.
And you know I'm married to the streets.
But you was just exclusively dating, though.
You was.
Are you still? Is that still? Give us an update.
Still, you know what?
Wait, you had it?
Wow.
Who was that? You posted on your story, knocked out on the chair.
Oh
Said that
yeah, big
Thanksgiving
dog,
food
big
heat.
dog. Was that with
You
a
said
uncle?
your grandma.
That
No,
was a
hold on.
cousin.
You ain't finna get a plate in my house lying about not eating.
Well, no, I just landed. You
Okay.
know, 2-5. I live on the plane.
Yeah,
Acho
yeah.
keep calling. Where you at? Show's about to start. I get it. You know what I mean?
Okay. I got you. All right. Moving forward, we want to talk Lions, Bengals.
Talk about it. Lions,
Okay,
go
yeah.
Lions.
All right.